is now a confirmed tornado in northern Rogers County.
Look at this tornado!
Okay, guys, we need to move.
Go like that!
Beyond the Forecast, brought to you by Family Safe Shelters.
Welcome to Beyond the Forecast. Exciting research is happening right here in our own backyard at the National Weather Service.
We have the latest on how artificial intelligence is extending tornado lead times, giving us more time to prepare and stay safe. Plus, we'll explore the crucial role of social science and how it's effectively communicating watches and warnings to the public. But first, we cannot forget the terrifying images of ferocious wildfires that recently swept across the state. The wildfires burned 150,000 acres and destroyed homes and structures in their path. News Channel 8's Bert Mumolo talks with a Green Country rancher who took a direct hit. What you can do to protect your property, plus a look ahead to the rest of fire season.
Oklahoma winds, relentless, damaging, and even deadly. In mid-March, we watched as wildfires scorched acres upon acres of land. Families forced to leave, helpless as their homes and livelihoods were swallowed up by the flames in just a matter of hours.
It's unbelievable a grass fire is.
Wildfires can be devastating for ranchers, threatening livestock, grassland, and the hay needed to keep them fed.
When we got those 60 and 70 mile an hour winds, those embers go a long ways.
Former State Senator Blake Cowboy Stevens witnessed the danger firsthand.
Consumed probably 25% of our ranch.
Fighting the flames on his farmland north of Tahlequah just last month. Fortunately, crews were able to control the flames, saving cattle and buildings.
If you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, you can find yourself in a very dangerous position.
Drought-like conditions, underbrush, and dried leaves are fuel for wildfires. Combined with high winds, property can go up like a tinderbox in a matter of minutes.
Andy Little with Tulsa Fire says to prevent wildfires, you need to take away the fuel. And that's where cleanup and controlled burns come into play.
Make sure you don't have any tall, dead grass around your home. Trim those hedges back, any dead trees, anything that's flammable around your home.
That way it doesn't jump.
Stevens is already in the process of planning prescribed burns on his property this year.
But it does promote the growth for our pastures and giving that forage for our livestock that we so desperately need, especially coming out of so many droughts.
It's already been a busy spring fire season for local firefighters. To understand why, meteorologist Steve Cobb with the National Weather Service here in Tulsa says you need to take a trip back to last fall.
If you remember, it was October where we went almost an entire month without precipitation.
Decent rainfall totals we received earlier in the year unfortunately turned into deficits later on, 2 to 3 inches less than normal. So what's the outlook this spring? Cobb says it could take us longer to climb out of peak fire season.
More than likely, the drought or the ongoing dry conditions is going to slow the green up process that we really look forward to in the springtime. That's probably going to be delayed somewhat by the ongoing dry conditions, and that may extend our fire weather season a little longer than we typically see.
A good reason to take precautions now and plan ahead, should grass fires spark and spread near you.
Using the Warn-On forecast system, meteorologists are closely looking at the environmental conditions that lead to severe weather.
Meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen shows us how scientists are training artificial intelligence to create the next generation of weather prediction models.
You might remember hearing about the Warn-On forecast system, which made headlines by accurately predicting the 2023 Cole and Shawnee tornadoes. This innovative system combines various models to analyze storm behavior in specific environments, determining whether conditions are right for severe weather. By running this ensemble, meteorologists can gauge the potential strength of thunderstorms, identify possible hazards, and predict the storm's path. Thanks to the impressive success researchers have had with this model, it's now being made available to forecasters across the country.
What it's done is it's transitioning from an experimental mode where we run it within this building only for a select few cases to something where it's run within the National Weather Service and is much more widely available. So the big advancement is that it's going to be more routinely available across the United States.
The Warn-On Forecast system has made great progress in predicting small-scale features like supercells. These powerful storms are notorious for spawning tornadoes, damaging wind gusts, and large hail. The system works by analyzing the environment where a supercell might develop, considering factors like moisture, lift, instability, and wind shear. With these advances, we could see better warning lead times, giving people more time to prepare and stay safe.
That allows you to have improved prediction of those storms or the likelihood of them occurring. And that goes, from the warning scale of a matter of hours out to days in advance.
While we're not yet able to predict a tornado hitting your exact block, the Warn-On Forecast system has been spot on in forecasting the threat of hazards.
We have provided guidance for 27 different tornadoes that was used by the National Weather Service to provide more than 1 hour of advance notice.
We got evacuated out there.
The Warn-On Forecast system can also be used for wildfire potential in the state.
This can be useful to assess the environmental conditions that impact how quickly a fire spreads, and it also is useful for predicting where the smoke plume is going to go and how that can impact visibility and road conditions.
So much success has come from this project that it was used for support during the Los Angeles fires last January and with the recent Oklahoma wildfires. With each year that passes, strides are being made to predict severe weather events that are so common to Oklahoma and ultimately to prevent loss of life.
Last year, we told you about how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing severe weather prediction. Much of this groundbreaking research is happening right here in Oklahoma at the University of Oklahoma. Meteorologist Colton Williams checks back in with the scientists who are on the brink of developing new cutting-edge technologies.
In February, winter weather shut down Tulsa and other cities across Oklahoma. Highways and neighborhoods were blanketed with a sheet of ice, and the air temperature in Oklahoma City plummeted to 2 degrees, shattering cold weather records.
When we talked last year, the AI global models were just starting, but what has changed dramatically, and in fact in the last 2 days has changed dramatically, is the AI models are going operational.
Thanks to AI advances, new forecast models are being tested, accurately predicting the recent winter storm.
One of the examples is that one of the new global models did a better job of looking at that giant cold spell that just came through. It was giving a better forecast as to the onset of the cold spell.
What are you working on right now? Dr. Amy McGovern, a professor at the University of Oklahoma, leads the NSF AI Institute for research on trustworthy AI in weather forecasting. Her team is developing new techniques for weather prediction.
They're testing new technology specifically to look at predicting the occurrence of thunderstorms over the next hour and predicting tornadoes and improving the prediction of the tornadoes so that you can get more than 15 minutes warning.
Dr. McGovern says the Severe Storms Lab is developing a high-resolution AI model through a NOAA research program called Warn-On Forecast. The model aims to issue warnings farther in advance than what is being done with traditional radar.
They're developing an AI-driven model that's based on Google's models. Is it going to be operational in the next year or two? No, they've got to be doing a lot of testing, but they are working on developing it, and I think there's a lot of promise for it.
Dr. McGovern believes that over time, these AI-driven methods will help reduce false alarms when issuing tornado warnings.
Thank you, Colton. That was exciting information.
And he says Dr. McGovern believes that over time, these AI-driven methods are expected to significantly reduce false alarms when issuing tornado warnings.
And when we come back, discover how new technology is transforming the way we receive tornado warnings. Plus, see what one small Oklahoma town has done to protect their children from severe weather.
Thanks everyone. I'm here with TJ with Family Safe Shelters, and it might be a little loud because we are literally on location at a new installation. So we're going to watch a shelter being installed here. So tell us a little bit about your company, TJ.
So Family Safe has been in business for 26 years. Based out of Owasso, we build them all in the Oologah area. We've had several of our shelters take direct hits from EF3s to EF5s, direct hits in Moore, Bologna, Arkansas, throughout the country. We have dealerships in 7 states, but we're based out of Owasso.
Well, we know in Oklahoma the weather it is usually crazy, and it has been especially crazy lately, so now is the time for a shelter like this. And since this is happening, you guys have been rated the greatest storm shelter according to Bloomberg, so congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we were recently, back in December, rated world's greatest storm shelter by the Bloomberg Corporation. They came down, did an episode, it'll be out later this month. Pretty proud of that.
Yeah, so what does that mean? Why are you the greatest? How do you rate that?
So Family Safe, just the way we construct our shelters, we use a full 2-inch by 2-inch structure inside of our shelters. We anchor them down with nothing but Hilti anchor bolts, 3 commercial grade deadbolts. So this shelter can not only be used as a storm shelter, but it can be used as a safe or a panic room. They come standard with a peephole and deadbolt system, so you can lock it up when you leave town. We have a no pinch feature, so if you had children, the door can come slamming shut and it won't smash your fingers. You can't be trapped in the shelter, so we have a lift and pry function. And that's a huge worry with a lot of people is being trapped inside of a shelter.
Oh, yeah.
So
so it sounds multi-purpose.
Sure.
But is it easy to install?
Absolutely. The installation time takes about 30 minutes. I mean, we're here on a new job site. It's going to be pretty cut and dry, easy where it's going. We do a garage application. Sometimes we even have to do a remodel where we're coming into an existing home now.
Right. And you don't have to tell me specifics of pricing, but do you have any financing options?
Sure, we deal directly with Tinker Federal Credit Union and Communication Federal Credit Union. Those 2 institutions have the lowest interest rate right now. Easy to work with. They use a 3-year loan. So the process is very easy, and we've helped a lot of customers get financed.
Wonderful. Well, with all this wild weather that's happening, not just during the springtime these days, how easy is it for someone to get a hold of you and get this in their home?
Yeah, they can call us. They can look us up at familysafeshelters.com or Family Safe Shelters on Facebook.
Now is the time to get your Family Safe Shelter. TJ, great speaking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And we appreciate all that you guys are doing, and thank you all for watching. For more information on Family Safe Shelters, visit familysafeshelters.com or call 918-283-3144.
Welcome back to Beyond the Forecast. If you've lived in Oklahoma for any length of time, you're no stranger to severe weather watches and warnings. But what you might not know is that the science behind issuing these alerts is evolving rapidly. Brenna Rose will show us how social science is transforming the way these watches and warnings are communicated.
This was our front porch, and that is our house.
We met Lindsay Crowder in May of 2024, the morning after an EF4 tornado barreled through her Barnsdall, Oklahoma home.
We heard the sirens go off, so we immediately jumped in our vehicle.
But Crowder, her husband, and children came close to being inside the home when the tornado tore the structure apart. They left a community shelter, she says, when she couldn't hear the warning sirens anymore.
We came back home and started watching the news, and immediately the radar, everything, and said it was headed for us, and my husband said, we need to go.
You see the city limits of Barnsdall right there, a small town in Osage County. You're under the threat right now for a violent EF3 tornado that has been confirmed.
Meteorologists are tasked with predicting and tracking the path of a storm. It's important work that continues even after the danger has passed. Social scientists explore the human element in weather events.
There's a level of uncertainty or unknowns with the weather, right? And so people know that. And when people are under uncertainty, they need to make quick decisions really fast in a situation that they may not be super familiar with.
That is an added calculation.
At the NOAA National Severe Storms Lab located in Norman, they study how people perceive and respond to weather-related warnings.
As meteorologists, we can have a perfect forecast, but if it's perhaps confusing or if people don't even receive the information, then it's really not going to have an impact on society.
The goal is to integrate social and behavioral science with physical science.
We are also doing that alongside communication scholars, alongside geographers and other social scientists to make sure that that information is actually useful.
One way is by personalizing the risk.
It's like it's coming really close to the Oklahoma City Zoo, for example. Giving those really specific landmarks helps people go, wait a minute, I'm really close to the zoo. Or hang on, that's my neighborhood. So now it's helping them personalize that risk a little bit more.
They can't alter the path of the storm, but through their research, they hope to get as many people out of the way and to safety as possible.
Our vehicle is gone. Our house is gone. We have each other. That's what matters.
That family had a community storm shelter to go to, but did you know that only 20% of the 4 million people living here in Oklahoma have access to them? A few of our storm chasers managed to convince an entire town to build a tornado shelter for the local school. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Coskren shows us how they did it.
News Channel 8 storm chaser Nakoma Hutchison grew up in Jay, Oklahoma, and he's always felt the need to serve his community.
Well, to me, it was the safety, protecting people, the helping people.
Right in front of Nakoma within the last 20, 30 seconds.
Literally, my whole adulthood has been helping, saving, doing what I can for the public.
So a few years ago, when a tornado had a near miss at his old school, Nakoma decided to make it his mission to get a tornado shelter built for Jay schools.
Well, the kids, because they didn't have anywhere to go. We're the adults. We're supposed to protect them. If we fail that, then what are we doing?
Allow the general public to be informed and understand, the benefits of storm shelters.
Nakoma would enlist the help of his friend and fellow storm chaser, James McMullen.
A lot of times, we get our tornado outbreaks right there in that mid-afternoon when a lot of schools are trying to let out. And so giving these students a place to be safe until that threat passes.
Nakoma and James dug into tornado data for Delaware County and shared their findings at a Jay Town Hall meeting. Residents gathered to talk about the need for a bond to build a tornado shelter.
They were the piece that made this work.
One of the people at the meeting was Jay School Superintendent and former Jay School student, Leanne Barnwell. Leanne says she's in charge of the safety of the school, but also the budget.
I'm just going to be plain and simple. It was extremely tough to build what we built.
And it's true what they say, nothing good ever comes easy or cheap. Long story short, the town passed the bond and used the money to build not one, but 2 tornado shelters. The one for the elementary school doubles as a cafeteria, multitasking. The other shelter is at Jay High School, and it also is the wrestling team's workout room. So when Mother Nature tries to go for the pin, she's not getting through these 4 walls. This multi-million-dollar project is something Leanne wishes all Oklahoma schools could afford.
Money for safety. It shouldn't be like that.
What's the price of someone's life?
As a superintendent, I just feel like it gives me peace knowing we've got a place to go. And I think it's all because it's about the kids. It's not about anything else but the kids.
That's right. It's all about the kids. But these kids in Jay would be in a tough spot if it weren't for these former Jay students turned Jay heroes. It took a village to make this happen, making sure no tornado will ever harm these villagers' children. I'd like to thank storm chasers Nakoma Hutchison and James McMullen for bringing this story to our attention. It's a great example of what other schools can do to keep their children safe during tornado season.
Our storm chasers play a crucial role in keeping you and your family safe. They risk their lives every time they venture out into dangerous weather conditions to provide us with real-time pictures of severe weather. Photojournalist Boyd Murphy takes us behind the scenes with the brave men who face the storms to keep you safe.
I'm Nakoma Hutchison. I've been storm chasing for 15 years.
This is Nakoma Hutchison. He's in Siloam Springs right now. This tornado is literally crossing right in front of him. This is the large tornado.
What drives me to do the storm chasing, I like to help keep everybody safe. The most memorable tornado that I've covered was the one that actually came to my hometown of Jay. And that was one of the worst feelings that you could have as a storm chaser, knowing you're doing everything you can, but don't feel like it's even close to being enough.
James McMullen, and I've been storm chasing for over 20 years. The advantage here on News Channel 8 is our statewide weather coverage. It gives us the ability to reach more people, to fine-tune those warnings for the National Weather Service, and help our meteorologists relay that information to keep our viewers safe. Storm chasing is a big factor for people living in rural Oklahoma. We are out there tracking the storms, then keeping the Weather Center up to date to send out those warnings to give people time to seek shelter or activate their safety plans.
I'm David Gady. I've been a storm chaser for Channel 8 for over 32 years. The Gusts tornado back in April of '93 was the largest tornado I've ever been in. Had to take shelter. Right there where I was at, there were 7 fatalities. You can see the rotation in the clouds, and I told my son, we're right in the path of it, and we got to get off I-44. It's coming right at us, and we got to do it now. So we exited off of a embankment down into a neighborhood. I didn't know there wasn't a road out, but it dead ended. And I said, well, we got to get out of the truck. We got to get out of it now. And there was a garage door open, so we just pulled up to the driveway. And I said, look up. And just about that time, the tornado just right on us. So we jumped in the storm cellar. And him and I both were hanging on to the storm cellar door. The tornado was trying to suck the door out of her hand. You know, even at 72 years old, I'm a firm believer you should always follow your passion. Storm chasing has always been my passion. But the main thing about storm chasing is being able to share with the public exactly what's going on underneath the storms for people's safety.
Up next, discover how Ranger 8 Mobile Science Lab is inspiring STEM education in green country schools.
STEM education is crucial for building confidence and inspiring careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. Kevin, as a meteorologist, STEM education has been a key part of your journey.
Absolutely, Brenna. Here at News Channel 8, we're committed to encouraging green country students to dive into STEM education. One of the exciting ways we do this is by bringing the Ranger 8 Mobile Science Lab to schools in our area. It's all about making science fun and accessible for everyone. We call this our Ranger 8 Mobile Science Lab, and it's our STEM vehicle.
Our goal is to make STEM learning fun.
You guys see that?
These students at Jinx West Elementary are discovering all the amazing things Ranger 8 can do, especially when it comes to covering severe weather.
And there's a camera mounted on the top of this right here, and it will give you a live video stream of what the conditions you're seeing, which can get broadcast back to us at the station.
STEM education offers countless benefits for young people. It enhances critical thinking skills, promotes innovation and creativity, and prepares students for future job opportunities.
We are just tracking isolated showers, maybe scattered at times.
Careers in meteorology rely heavily on a strong foundation in STEM education.
We need more people who are technically educated because science is how we as America can stay leaders. We need more people who are technically educated to help make this leadership and this new development of new technologies.
The Grand River Dam Authority is the state's largest public electric utility. Beyond providing power, the GRDA is dedicated to environmental stewardship and economic development in Oklahoma.
Well, for GRDA, it is a natural fit. You know, the Mobile Science Lab goes right along with a lot of what we've been doing already. You know, we try to get in front of tomorrow's workforce as often as we can. You know, we want to support, first of all, we want to support the community. We want to support the communities where we sell power, but also the communities where our employees live, work, and play as well.
It takes a whole community to create opportunities for our future leaders. That's why News Channel 8 is proud to partner with GRDA. If you want the Ranger 8 Mobile Science Lab to visit your school, just scan this QR code or visit KTUL.com. Oklahoma is one of the world's most tornado-prone areas. We average more than 50 tornadoes every year. Right now, this is the most common time for Oklahoma twisters. Here's some tips to keep you safe.
We'll first have a severe weather survival kit. Among the things you'll need is to have a battery-powered cell phone charger or a weather radio, bottled water, a flashlight, and blankets. It's also a good idea to have bike helmets on hand to protect your head from flying debris. Now, if you're at home and you can't get to a shelter, go to the lowest level of your home, center part of the house, like a bathroom or closet without windows. If you're in a mobile home, you should get out immediately. The key takeaway, have a safety plan for your family and follow it during Oklahoma's severe weather season.
Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Forecast. We hope that you enjoyed taking a look behind the scenes at all the incredible research unfolding right here in Oklahoma.
You got it, Brenna, and we hope you'll come away with a newfound appreciation for the efforts of these scientists helping to shape the future of meteorology. I'm Chief Meteorologist Kevin Coskren with Brenna Rose, wishing you a good night.
Beyond the Forecast was brought to you by Family Safe Shelters.